Hi guys, we're continuing with the Aztec Interdisciplinary material um, notes. So the part we left off was similar words, similar pairs of words that are similar to each other but have different meanings. So the first word was affect and affect, which affect with an E means the result of something. Affect with an A means to have an influence on something. Personal, with an AL ending, means private, belonging to one person or pertaining to a person of an individual nature. Personnel and an EL ending means the employees of a business or department that hires people, a division of a company. Loose, LOOSE, means not restrained or not tight. Free, lose, LOSE, means to not be able to find or not have any more, to suffer a loss. Dissent, DISSENT, means to disagree. And descent, DESCNT, a downward path to descent. And then precede, PRECED, means to come before, go before, or to go ahead of or in front of. Proceed, PROCEED, means favoring, pro means to favor, and proceed to continue or advance after an interruption. Next word, perspective, PERSP, and then pective, a certain point of view. Prospective, PRO-spective, means that something is likely to happen or expected. Prospective. Perspective, point of view. Okay. Respectfully, full of respect or admiration. Respectively means in the designated order. Further, in addition to, FUR, THER, and farther with an A means at a greater distance in space or time. Also, when making sentences, I is the subject. That means I do something, and me is the me would be used as an object. That means something happens to me, from me, for me, about me, or with me. My is possessive. So also fewer is referred to a smaller number of something, while less is a smaller amount or quantity of something. Quantity, so fewer is a number referring to numbers, and less is an amount, more general. Imply means to suggest or say indirectly. Infer means to form an opinion based on what is said. So make sure you use the correct words for preciseness in your meaning when choosing your language and your expressions, to convey your information clearly, and try to be simple and easy to understand when you write, and say exactly what you mean in order not to confuse your reader. When you're reading for facts, you find the main ideas or idea and you make inferences. You look for who, which is a character, what, events or circumstances, when, times and dates, where, places, and how much, events and circumstances. Opinions sometimes are, which cannot be really proven, are stated instead of facts. In writing, the words that will tell you that these are opinions are the words seem, think, believe, feel, probably, guess, imagine, may, generally, possibly. Opinions are valuable only if based on facts, knowledge, experience, and use good judgment. And also be careful of statements that use terms that are usually exaggerations, such as all, every, no, and none. Understanding actions and results. Understanding how events are related and how they affect the outcome is important. Recognize such cause and effect relationships in reading because they will help you in understanding how events are related and how they affect the outcome of the story that you're thinking about. So, a cause can be a person, a thing, a situation that produces a result or a reaction and answers the question why or what happened. And then causes and effects are always related. You cannot have one without the other. Words indicating cause are the reason for, because, caused by, since, and when. Words indicating effect are the product of, the result, the outcome, so, and the consequence. When you are comparing and contrasting information that is similar or is different, you can use synonyms which are words with similar meanings, and antonyms which are opposite words. So similarities are alike but not identical. Differences are not alike, they are not similar. You could use a thesaurus, which is a tool for finding new ways to say a basic word in a more interesting or a more poetic or a more exact way. Analogies are the following. A simile is a simple comparison between two things. An analogy builds on that comparison, explains it, or analyzes it in some way. So, a comparison or a simile of two things. For example, people are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is a light shining from within. That's an example. So if there's a light in the darkness, you will see the beauty of the stained glass window. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Okay, next. Word and associations are kind of like analogy problems that show similarities or differences. They can also show degrees of meaning, how one word is a more extreme version of the other. Example, happy and blissful. Blissful being a more extreme state of happiness. Analogies or word associations also express a thing and its purpose. For example, shovel and dig. A thing and its description. Winter and cold. A thing and what it's made of. Ocean and water. A thing and what it symbolizes. Eagle and freedom. Also, cause and effect. Fire and burn. A job and tools of that job, like carpenter and hammer. So all these ways are used in word associations, and you have to have the same relationship on both sides of the so-called equation or word equation. White is to snow as blue is to sky, for example. You can also have relationship of part to whole, like wing and bird, and an item in its category, like oak and tree. So these are analogies. Thank you guys. We'll continue in the next part. On Facebook, you'll all play.